Imagine knowing your Year 12 English novel so well that your ATAR was looking stronger before you even walked into your first Year 12 English class. If you dislike reading, find it hard to get through a whole book on your own, lose focus, and feel like you're drowning in a sea of words that swim on the page, or perhaps you just want to be as prepared as you can for Year 12. I'm going to ask that you stay with me till the end of this video because I have something for you that's going to give you an almost unfair advantage in your senior year. And the result for you? A more relaxed and confident year at school, especially in English, and the potential of a door-opening ATAR. If you're heading into VCE, most likely you're going to be studying VCE English. Whether you like English or not, whether you understand the books or not, whether you even read the books or not. If you're planning to go to uni and need an ATAR, English is a compulsory subject, or literature or English language, but English is by far the most popular. There's no way around it. Hi, I'm Amanda Kendall, qualified English and VCE teacher and passionate reader. I was one of those kids who loved curling up on the couch with a novel, and still do. But I'm well aware that you may not feel the same way. For some students, reading is hard, or English is your second or even your third language. Or you do the reading, but what you read doesn't make sense, or you forget it. Or you just don't like it, and the thought of reading that pile of Year 12 books, it's almost torture. I get that, I do, and that's exactly why I made you this video, and something else which I'll be sharing with you in just a minute. Something that could make a big difference for you in your final senior year. But first, allow me to quickly go over why knowing your VCE English books matters. The thing is that for a VCE student, everything hinges on your English performance. Put plainly, English is everything. Why? Because if you're aiming to go to university, your final English score matters. To get a strong ATAR, doing well in English throughout the year and the end of year exam is a must. Why? Because your English study score is the only subject that's a compulsory inclusion in your ATAR calculation. Regardless of whether that English score is in the 40s, 30s, or 20s, it's counted. Now, I know that you're much, much more than just an ATAR number. But here's the thing. You probably want a good ATAR, and to achieve this, you need to do well in English throughout the year and also in the all-important end-of-year exam. And here's thing 2. English is mostly about the books. In Unit 3 and 4, you'll be analysing books, writing essays on books, writing creative pieces around the books, comparing and contrasting ideas between 2 books, and writing timed responses under pressure about, you guessed it, books. Number 3, read your books to understand them. In fact, in Unit 3 and 4 English, you must have a deep understanding of several texts. Did you know that up to 80% of students don't actually read the novel before they start studying it in class? Now, you might be thinking, sweet, I'm not alone. But did you know that if you don't read your text, you're already at a huge disadvantage? Year 12 races by in only 3 terms, not 4. And there's simply no time to get through the curriculum and read the text in class. Your English teacher is relying on you to have done the groundwork and read the text in your own time before they start teaching you the unit. Now, you'll no doubt know some students who rely on watching the movie instead of reading the book. That's if one even exists. But the thing is, most films bear little similarity to the original writing, and that will confuse you. Some students swear by study guides. Let me tell you, they're helpful, but bear in mind that everyone else is reading them too. And nothing, just nothing, beats hearing the author's actual voice in the writing to help you understand and enjoy it. Or perhaps you have a friend who's careful to keep their books in good shape so that they can sell them on eBay as soon as school's done. Because you'll never want to read them again, right? The thing is, your novel or play should be well worn and well loved, dog-eared, underlined, highlighted, and annotated. Doesn't sound like you? That's okay, stay with me, because as I said earlier, I have something for you that's going to give you an almost unfair advantage. Let me give you the heads up. Your teacher is going to tell you, or maybe they won't tell you, that you should have a thorough understanding of how characters are connected and the sequence of events, that you should be able to identify themes and symbols, that you should be able to find examples of significant moments or memorable quotes. And they'd be absolutely right. And then there's the exam. Let's not even go there right now. Thing number 4, read and know your books to avoid exam freeze. In the end of year exam, you'll be composing 3 complete pieces of writing in 3 hours. Yep, 3 in 3. Before you're allowed to pick up your pen, you'll have 15 minutes of reading time. In this time, you'll read and think through several different prompt options on your study text, and you'll select 2 that you'll write on. There's also an article you'll have to read for the argument section of the exam, and that takes up part of your vital reading and decision-making time. So it's crucial you have a strong, solid knowledge of each text so you can quickly and confidently make a choice of essay questions and get ready to write. Imagine being frozen before a blur of complex questions that don't make any sense. Don't worry, if you know your texts, you'll avoid exam freeze. It's that simple. Thing 5, read your books to write well. In order to write effectively and write deeply on a text, you need to know it deeply and you need to understand it really well. Not general, superficial, glossing over the surface writing, but meaningful, insightful analyses. So I hope I haven't scared you with the enormity of what you have to do in Year 12 English, but we've come full circle. If you want a good ATAR, you need to write well on your English texts. And to write well, you want a solid understanding of what they're about. So if you're a student who hates reading, finds it hard to get through a whole book on your own, perhaps loses focus and forgets what's happening, feels like you're drowning in a sea of words that swim on the page, find it hard to grasp the language and the key ideas of a text, don't want to go it alone, or you just want to be as prepared as you can for Year 12, a VCE book club book dive could be just what you need. I know how hard it is to face all those chapters or that Shakespearean language on your own, and I've come up with an out-of-the-box idea that's refreshingly different and will set you up for success. A book dive is a unique short program specially designed to boost your ATAR, ease the pressure of Year 12, and give you an open door to a great career path. It's actually the almost unfair advantage I said I'd tell you about earlier. A book dive runs over summer in the space between Year 11 and Year 12. A book dive is short streamed sessions where I read the book in full and explain in plain language what's unfolding as we read. I discuss all of the important things: the plot, characters, setting, symbols, key ideas, important quotes. You can ask questions and make notes as you go right inside the book dive program, so your notes are never lost. Imagine the feeling you'll have of walking into your Term 1 English class full of confidence that you've read and understood your texts. In fact, imagine your teacher's face. You'll actually be ahead of most of your class. So how does a book dive work? Well, most book dive titles are 10 sessions long. A couple of books on the VCE English list are a bit longer. Plays are shorter. So you sign up for your chosen book dive. You'll get exclusive access to a section of the VCE Book Club website. Log in with your text and a cuppa and enjoy a 75-minute streamed video. We read the book together and I explain the plot, themes, symbols, etc. in plain language as we go. Actually, let me cut to a deep dive right now so you can see what I mean. The charming man was very persuasive. She found herself in a position where her parents would be deeply hurt and embarrassed unless she married quickly. "I know this story," said Marigold, her voice shrill. "I know you do," said Tilly. Just going to unpack what we've just read a little bit here. So it's quite clear that Marigold is testing. She's asking questions. She's searching Tilly's face. She's trying to determine whether what Beulah Harradine told her that time in the bathroom at the dance about who Tilly's father is. She's trying to determine whether there's any truth to that, truth to Beulah's gossip. So we take breaks along the way so we don't lose concentration. And each new session unlocks when you've marked the previous session as complete. Once a new session unlocks, it doesn't expire. You can rewatch it as often as you need to throughout the year, along with the notes you've taken that are saved with the book dive. You can do your book dive sessions at any time of the day or night to suit your holiday plans or your work hours. There's a graphic organizer pack you can use during the book dive or throughout the year too to take notes on. You're welcome. And some other great bonus resources included as well, but that's a secret. So by the end of the summer holidays, you've read the entire text and you're ready to step confidently into your new English class where you can focus on your writing skills instead of trying to figure out what's what. Can I talk about cake for a moment? Everyone loves cake. Reading your book first is like baking the cake. You've already done the work. While many of your classmates will be wandering around at the start of the year with an empty bowl trying to find the flour and the sugar, you've arrived at class with a beautiful cake already made. Now the things your teacher unpacks will make sense, and anything else you pick up is icing on that already baked cake of yours. Because succeeding in VCE English is about 1, understanding the text, and 2, communicating that understanding in writing. A book dive takes care of that first part. Now, with the understanding part locked away before the year even begins, you can target your precious class time with your teacher to polish your writing. And this is why reading your English books matter. Reading deeply and writing well means a better English score, a stronger ATAR, and a great start to your uni or career path. So if you'd like to go through your text with as little pain as possible with me, take a book dive. To make a booking or to find out more, you'll find everything you need below this video.